But do you think that men really want paternity leave?
Every man who cares about his child, every man who cares about his wife, every man who cares about his marriage, every man who looks into the future for his kids and his family does want paternity leave.
Dorinda, many corporate entities suggest that even the maternity leave that they give to women affects them negatively. You think it won't affect corporate entities some more if they extend it to fathers as well?
Kojo, if the bonding from the initial stages is not that strong, what is going to happen is that what their corporate people are thinking about is profit. Isn't it better to lose a few CDs than to raise armed robbers and prostitutes? They should think about that.
Let me ask you guys. Let me ask you guys to take a quick, bite at this bonding argument. Does it wash for you, Joseph? Michael, I beg your pardon. Does it wash for you?
No, it doesn't. The fact that the father is not at home or to help the mother to take care of the child doesn't mean the child cannot bond with the father. There are a lot of fathers. For instance, my father was not at home when I was young. I was told by my mom. But I still bond a lot with my father. We still chat and we still move along.
Really?
So I don't believe in what they say. And also, I kind of don't agree with Sandra for saying that the mothers need someone to talk to when they are depressed and all that. Should that someone only be the father? Should that someone only be the father? It can be any other person. Trust me, women sometimes even bond with their close friends, even than their husbands. So it can be any other person, not necessarily the father. Secondly, I heard you, Dorinda, saying that the fact that the man will not be at home, there will be prostitutes and armed robbers and all that. My dad was not at home, and I'm not an armed robber or I'm not a whore or something. So what you are saying, there is no fact in it.
Talking about the bonding issue, I still think that fathers can still spend time with their children in the evenings and during the weekends. And when they do it very well, the child would even bond better.
Okay, so I'm sure the debate will probably go on in your homes. Send a text of whichever candidate is impressing you to Tigo short code 1750 or that same number across networks. This is The Challenge. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Let's get to the second debate and find out. In the second debate, the power of the fourth estate is a myth. Group 1, Michael, you are speaking for the motion. You have 3 minutes.
Good evening, panel of judges, honorable timekeeper, fellow debaters, ladies and gentlemen. I speak for the motion that the power of the fourth estate is a myth. Mr. Chairman, permit me to explain the key words in this topic. Power, as defined by the Cambridge Dictionary, is the ability to control people and events. And myth is a common belief but false idea. The fourth estate, according to Wikipedia, is the press or the media. Based on this explanation for the key words, I ask, when governments decide to carry out a policy, do the media have power to stop them? And can the media change their mind by what they say? What if the government decides not to listen and carries on his policy? Would you say this group of people have power? This happened when George Bush wanted to attack Iraq. It was clear that the media was against it, but Bush still went on. Would you say these people have power? It was the same when our ex-president John Ejekum Kufuor, decided that he was going to sell One Touch to Vodafone. The media made all the noise they could make, but it didn't change his mind. He still sold it. Would you say these people have power? The potency of children who watch TV, I know probably my opponents will raise that point, that the media affects children and influences people here and there. If one child can be corrupted by what he watches on TV, and the other is not corrupted, would you say this media has power? Because if what corrupts one child does not corrupt the other, then it means there are other factors, and not necessarily the media that corrupts a child, or the media has no power over the child. Would we gathered here today say that seeing an advert on TV or seeing a billboard changed our minds for who we wanted to vote for? Then I think in the coming elections, I should put my posters on all billboards and I should advertise all over the TV alone and see if I'm going to win the next elections. The media have no power. I would end by saying that governments take final decision. The judiciary, the parliamentarians, and the executive take the final decision. The media only report what the government does. They only talk about what has already happened. They only talk about what government wants to do, but they don't have the power to tell government what it should do. And even if they do tell government what it should do, the government can decide to listen or not. And if the government does not listen, or if the government has the option to listen or not, then they don't have the power to control anybody, and hence there is no power in them.